Welcome to our new moon self-nurturing practice today. I'd like to begin today's practice sitting in Sukhasana, easy seated pose. You can take whatever posture feels right to you. And we'll close our eyes and just begin to arrive here in this space. Taking a breath in, exhaling, and another in through the nose. Exhaling, letting it all go. And just allow your breath to be at a normal pace, whatever that is for you. And as we begin to arrive here and settle into our practice, I'll talk a little bit about what our focus is today. Our theme here for the new moon and nurturing self-love. We are in a new moon in Sagittarius, and a new moon in Sagittarius is new possibilities. It's a sense of adventure on your spiritual path, whatever that is for you. So today during the practice, focusing on exploration and expansion of greater truths, deeper truths. And this could also be thinking of connecting to oneness or connecting to each other as a whole and thinking of a wider perspective when we're thinking about truth. So this may be from within, a deeper truth from within, or a deeper truth as it relates to the world around you. So feeling into the practice today as we're setting in an intention, thinking about relating to maybe personal growth, um, something in the future that you're looking forward to, maybe in this next year. Maybe it has to do with your career, but really trying to focus here on personal spiritual growth. So something along the lines of being open to whatever unfolds, maybe. We're connecting here with our eighth limb of yoga and samadhi in this state of oneness and connection, and really understanding that we are all a part or a piece of each other and sharing this experience, this human journey together. So I'd like to invite you to think about whatever it is that is your intention, expanding that energy outwards towards the good of all, towards human consciousness, the collective consciousness, even not even just human consciousness, towards every living being, um, holding them in light and nurturing and holding space for ourselves during that time as well. So taking a deep breath in and bringing our hands to our heart center here, really thinking about seeding an intention or seeding your sankalpa or your affirmation for today. And we'll be working with a few affirmations as suggestions throughout the practice. But if there's something that's arising for you as you begin here, just taking note, leaning into what's coming up for you today. And when you're ready, we'll meet in caterpillar. So you may want to grab a block and have it nearby, or a bolster of some sort, pillows maybe. And finding a nice long spine with our legs out in front of us, toes flexed towards the body here. Hands can rest on the tops of the legs or at the knees, rolling the shoulders back, lengthening, drawing. Imagine just like a line connecting you with the universe, with everyone, consciousness. And on the inhale, lengthening the spine a little more. Exhale, walking the hands out, and wherever you meet resistance, either tightness in the legs or maybe there's physical resistance there, keeping your spine straight until you find that point, and then allowing the spine to round and the head to hang heavy here. This is where your blocks come in. If you'd like one or two, just having a block here to bring the earth closer to you may be helpful. You can also just let your head hang heavy and let the crown of your head reach towards the earth. And I'd like to think here maybe about just beginning to empty the mind, beginning to let go of whatever brought you here, and just clearing the space within to cultivate a container of nurturing today. So letting go of everything outside of this space and this time, and really connecting here in this moment, creating your anchor. Last breath here. We'll remove any props, setting them aside, and gently walking the hands back, bringing the head up last. And just pausing here at the top for a moment, taking a couple of breaths. And we'll move into deer pose on facing the long side of our mat here. Bringing the right shin to the long side of your mat and the left shin parallel somewhat to the back side of the mat. And finding a nice long spine here, sinking that left hip down towards the earth. Inhaling, drawing the arms up overhead, reaching, twisting, and exhaling, laying or walking the hands out to the forearms. You can be to the palms here. You can also bring a bolster over and resting the torso on the bolster. Just laying the body in some way over that right thigh. And really thinking about this hip sinking towards the earth, even if it loses contact with the earth here. Our goal here is to sink the hip down. So if that means that we're staying here, that's okay too. Whatever alignment feels right for you, go ahead and take it. And if you feel like moving into a different expression of the pose, feel free to do so. And just close the eyes here. It's a nice deep hip stretch, but we're also adding a little twist here. So we're thinking about our solar plexus, about our spine, about this ringing out of our central column of energy. So maybe clearing some space here, getting rid of some energy that may be taking up space that is not nourishing to you, anything that you need to release here into the earth. And we're beginning here with our roots, with our hips and our legs, and really thinking about sending any of that energy out through our roots into the earth. If you would like to use an affirmation for this posture, we can suggest I lovingly explore the depths of my soul. I lovingly explore the depths of my soul. Just thinking about that as we use affirmations, using these to create a doorway, to create an opportunity to look within at some aspect of ourself, but with a loving heart, not with judgment, just noticing if these affirmations bring up resistance or if they feel aligned to you. Feel free to use another affirmation if you would like. Just an option here. I lovingly explore the depths of my soul. And we can begin to gently unwind, walking the hands back and carefully coming back through center with our spine, releasing the legs out in front and maybe shaking them out a little bit before we move to the opposite side. Bringing the left shin parallel to the front of your mat and the right shin parallel to the uh, top of your mat here, the short side of the mat. And again, finding that nice long spine, shoulders down away from the ears, sinking that right hip down towards the earth. Inhaling, arms come up overhead, reaching, lengthening the spine. Exhale, coming to the left side here, planting the hands down to the mat or walking out to the forearms or to a bolster. Finding where you need to be today and knowing that it varies day to day and our practice looks different every time we come to the mat. And releasing judgment here about what your practice needs to look like today, other than just what it is. I lovingly explore the depths of my soul. And see if you can begin to connect with the breath here. Maybe finding an even inhale and exhale that you'd like to carry throughout the rest of your practice. Whatever pattern of breath feels soothing to you, nourishing. And gently walking the hands back towards the body, coming all the way up. Gentle reset towards our neutral spine here. And maybe bringing the legs out again, just to shake out those hips. Maybe just windshield wiper back and forth here. And we'll come into Sphinx pose. So bringing our bellies to the mat. And elbows stacked underneath the shoulders, legs out long behind you. Forearms pressed into the earth here. Fingertips spread nice and wide, and gaze can come down between the hands here. Or to a block. We could bring our forehead to a block if you'd like. And allow the head to hang heavy. We have a few options, choosing what feels right to you in this posture. And taking a breath here to settle in. Settle into feeling our bodies supported here, our bellies pressed to the earth. Letting go of any tension, any tension in the hips or the legs. And I apologize if I'm a little froggy today. I'm getting over an allergy attack, so I'm a little gravelly. With our bellies and our solar plexus pressed into the earth here, also drawing our shoulder blades together and opening our heart center towards the front of the mat. Really thinking here about focusing on the solar plexus and the heart center in this posture. Breathing into these spaces, our place of devotion, our place of love, joy, connection, courage, and also grief. This is a heart-centered practice, nurturing our hearts. This time of year can bring up a lot. If there's anything that's weighing heavy on you here, just opening the heart space and allowing the breath to ease the energy here. And when we follow the breath into the belly, noticing how it feels to have our bellies pressed to the earth as we inhale, expand, exhale, contract. So we think about expanding, feeling the physical body expand here in the belly and the solar plexus, sharing our light, sharing our joy, our love with all, with the greatest good for all. Sending that energy out into the world. We'll move into thread the needle on the right side, and you can take this posture from Sphinx, or you can take it from tabletop if you would like. If there's another variation of thread the needle you would like to take, feel free to do so. We'll be walking the left hand out here and reaching through with the right, resting our right shoulder onto the mat and maybe bringing a block or a pillow to the top of the mat to rest the head. And feeling into the right shoulder, back side of the right shoulder opening here. Our arms are extensions of our hearts. It's how we interact with the world around us, how we bring things to us, maybe, and how we share, how we give and receive. Think about maybe feeling into how we are balancing our giving and receiving during this time. Are we also giving to ourselves as well as others? Making sure to nourish our bodies, our minds, and our spirits. Draw the left hand under the left shoulder and press into the earth with the palm of the hand, gently unwinding, coming back through center, and maybe bringing the forearms stacked here at the top of the mat and resting the forehead. Just breathing here, maybe a couple rounds of breath. Moving into the left side, reaching the right arm out in front, pressing away from the earth, and threading the left arm through, left shoulder to the mat, and head comes to a block or a pillow support or to the earth. As you settle into the left side here, feeling into the affirmation, I nourish my spirit with positive intention. I nourish my spirit with positive intentions. See how that resonates with you. I nourish my spirit with positive intentions. And again, thinking about expanding this out into the world around you. Positive intentions for not just you, not just your friends or family, but also those who you don't know. People you may come in contact with, but never even exchange words. Sending positive intentions out into the world. Draw the left hand under the left shoulder, pressing the palm into the earth, gently unwinding, and coming back through center. Just one or two breaths here. And hands come underneath the shoulders and press back. We'll be moving into child's pose. So bring a blanket to your mat if you would like. This can help support your knees. You can also fold over the sides of your mat as well, and we'll come into a wide-legged child's pose. So bringing the knees the width of the mat, sending the hips back down towards the earth, walking the hands out, and either coming to rest your forehead on the earth, on a block, or maybe bringing a bolster in to rest the torso on a bolster, taking whatever variation of this you would like to take. And think about feeling the breath travel all the way from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. As you breathe here in child's pose, connecting the heart with the earth, breathing in this space of flowing energy from your roots to the crown of your head. And our affirmation here is, as I expand my consciousness, I also expand my capacity for self-love. As I expand my consciousness, I also expand my capacity for self-love. Gaze draws up towards the hands and gently walk the hands back, bringing the head up last. Coming into tabletop here. We'll move into cat-cows. So again, using a blanket for the knees if you would like to, that is an option. Just a little more support, a little cushion. Knees stacked underneath the hips, wrists stacked under the shoulders, tops of the feet pressed into the earth, palms pressed into the earth, fingertips nice and wide, neutral spine here. Inhale, gaze comes up, belly drops, tailbone rises. Exhale, coming into cat, rounding the spine, pressing through the palms, away from the earth. Tuck the tailbone, gaze comes towards the navel. Inhale nice and slow. Gaze comes up, dropping the belly into cow. Tailbone rises, shoulders draw back. Gently moving through cat-cows at your own pace with your breath. Being nice and gentle here, just feeling into all of the corners of the body, all of the spaces. Feeling into the spine here. An invitation here to come back to that even inhale and exhale, or whatever breath pattern you chose to embody today. Feel free to take any movements that feel good to you, maybe circling the hips or isolating the rib cage, doing figure eights, and just making an effort to connect the breath with the movement in the body. And coming back through a neutral spine. Maybe taking a brief child's pose here. And we'll come through to tabletop. And just walk the right foot forward to find dragon on the right side. So right foot comes forward to meet the hands. You may also choose to come to blocks here, bringing blocks to either side of your right foot, more elevated position, really sinking the hips down here towards the earth. If you are using blocks here, or as you have your hands or forearms pressed into the earth, being mindful of sinking down into the shoulders and letting the shoulders come up towards the ears. Really thinking of this as a powerful posture of standing tall, so still pressing away from the earth and finding some strength here as we hold this posture and find stillness. Our last affirmation is, I release judgment and cultivate a loving relationship with every part of my being. I release judgment and cultivate a loving relationship with every part of my being. Last breath here. On the exhale, softly and gently pressing back, right toes pointed towards the front of the mat, gentle half split here. And releasing any props, coming back through tabletop, either walking or stepping that right leg back. And coming into neutral posture, knees underneath the hips, wrists stacked underneath the shoulders, and finding dragon on the left side. Stepping or walking that left foot forward to meet the hands this time. And taking whatever posture you would like to take here, either staying here with our hands planted into the earth, lowering down into a deeper lunge here, bringing the forearms to the earth, or coming to blocks on either side of the left foot. Allowing the hips to sink towards the earth here, to melt, to open. On the next exhale, gently pressing back, releasing, left toes pointed towards the front of the mat. And stepping or walking the left foot back. And coming into laying on your back. We move into our final Shavasana. There is an option here to come to Supta Baddha Konasana as well, or reclined butterfly, maybe bringing the blocks under the thighs here, or just letting the legs come out long, feet fall open, arms at your sides. And just begin to let go here. Let go of the judgments. Allow yourself to rest, to integrate. Notice any thoughts that may be arising. And mindfully allow them to drift away like clouds in the sky. Feel free to check in with your intention that you set at the beginning of practice. Begin to deepen the breathing here and wiggle the fingers and toes, easing back into this present moment, back into the body, into the space. And when you are ready, making your way to a seated position facing me. Finding Sukhasana, easy seated pose. This is where we began our practice today, and this is where we will end our practice together. Finding a nice tall spine, sit bones rooted into the earth. Circle, sweep the arms up on an inhale. Palms together. Exhale, hands at heart center. Thank you so much for joining me for this new moon practice in nurturing self-love, for connecting under this energy during this time as we look towards expanding our consciousness and connecting with all that is. As we set goals into the new year ahead, remembering to hold space for ourselves, to give to ourselves as we give to others, and to expand our light out into the world for the good of the collective consciousness. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. I hope that the benefit of our practice this evening is carried throughout the rest of your week and beyond. Sat Nam, may you align with your favorite version of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.